Most people expected the Jets to take Zach Wilson. But the thing about that is it hasn't been reported, and they took time out of their day, all those Jets people, Robert Saleh, Joe Douglas, to go watch Justin Fields in person at his pro day on Wednesday. Why? If they change their minds, if they're just floored by what they saw from Justin Fields and take him, the Niners have their choice of Zach Wilson, Mac Jones, and Trey Lance, and Kyle Pitts. What do you think they should do? Whoever wants to start is welcome to.
I can jump ahead and go ahead and start on this one. And I'm going to rank my preferences, and my preferences are what I see what the 49ers should do in the events that Justin Fields goes second overall to the Jets. My preference, the first thing I would look to do is draft Trey Lance. And I like Trey Lance over Zach Wilson because I like his stature a lot more. Wilson's a little more polished coming out right now, but in the long term, over the next 10 years, because remember, the 49ers aren't drafting right now just for a rookie quarterback to play out his rookie deal for the next 5 years. You're trying to nail this pick to have your franchise quarterback of the next decade. And looking through this through a 10-year lens, I like Lance more than Wilson. So the first thing I would do is draft Lance. Wilson would be my second choice, and just gambling on the upside there. Third, I wouldn't mind seeing the 49ers trade down, do something similarly that they did in 2017 when they dropped down a spot when they drafted Solomon Thomas and the Bears jumped up for Trubisky, or what they did last year with Javon Kinlaw and Tristan Wirfs trading that pick and getting a few draft picks to drop down a slot or two. I wouldn't mind seeing that if Kyle Shanahan views Mac Jones and Zach Wilson, Trey Lance all the same. So you pick up draft capital, and I just don't like Mac Jones at 3. I think that's way too high for him. So those are 4 scenarios I would like to see the 49ers do ranked if Justin Fields is not available at 3. But Justin Fields is my preference at 3.
Yeah, I mean, Nick makes great points. For me, I really like Trey Lance, but I would go with Zach Wilson. And the reason for it is I think that Shanahan has to be thinking about who am I going to be able to win with consistently over the next 3 years, because that's what it's going to take for him to keep his job. So I think Zach Wilson is going to be the most pro ready, is going to be the most ready to start day one. And with Lance, I think that would only work if you're willing to keep Garoppolo around for another year, which I think Shanahan isn't too excited about. But, I would go with Wilson just because I think he's the most pro-ready. I think over the first 3 years, he'll probably be able to help the 49ers win more than Trey Lance would in his first 3 years. So that would be my pick.
If I'm not allowed to trade out of this spot.
You can do whatever you want to do, Maverick.
Well, I would just say if Justin Fields is at 2, I would probably go Zach Wilson at 3. But I would also look to trade back because who knows what Atlanta's doing? Who knows what they're willing to give up? I know Detroit is interested in a quarterback. Denver. If you can get those 2 first-round picks back that you just traded, wouldn't that be worth it? And I think they would consider that. And they could probably still get Mac Jones at 9, which if they are that enamored with Mac Jones, getting him at 9 is much better to his value, in my opinion. So if Justin Fields goes, who is my second favorite quarterback in this draft behind Trevor Lawrence, I would probably trade back.
That's really clever. No one expects Zach Wilson to drop to 3. Everyone expects him to go number 2. Right now, if you placed a bet in Vegas for Wilson to drop to 3, it's 26-1. So that would be a mind blower. And then all of a sudden the Niners could auction off that pick if they wanted to. I think what they would do is just run to the podium and take Zach Wilson. Whether they're right or not, I think they would do that. You could argue that Trey Lance is a better prospect, that Trey Lance has higher upside. I think they love Zach Wilson. I base it on nothing. Basically, I guess I base it on Chris Sims ranking him really high and Kyle Shanahan and him having matching tattoos. So that's the extent of the science behind my reasoning. What I would do, though, still, I don't believe – I don't have strong feelings on any of these quarterbacks after Trevor Lawrence. You can't tell me that any one of those 4 is definitely going to be better than Josh Rosen. And I'm not ready to give up on Josh Rosen. I feel like if you put a great team around Josh Rosen, he could do what Mac Jones did at Alabama. And to me, it seems like there's either Pitts or Sewell. Either guy looks like a lock all-pro. And if you put those guys on the Niners, I feel like Jimmy would do great. Rosen would do great, Nick Mullins, Nate Sudfeld, but I know I'm in the minority there. It's not going to happen. I think if Justin Fields goes to the Jets, it's probably going to be Zach Wilson. So we'll see.
Not
Can I-
Nate Sudfeld.
Pardon?
Can I
Not yeah.
one point about trading back? I think the only issue I would feel if the Niners traded back, everybody knows they're trying to get quarterback. So I think it would give, unless it's only to 4, risking not being able to get one of the quarterbacks, I think is too high of a risk when you already traded, 2 first-round picks to be able to move up to get a quarterback. Like moving back to 9, I'd be afraid that somebody else is going to jump up and take one of those quarterbacks. And then you're really kind of scrambling for a quarterback this year.